In this episode of Golf Talk, we'll be talking about last year, some things going on this year. We have a special video for you, and then we have an announcement of a special upcoming event. Welcome back to Golf Talk. We've been off for about 3 or 4 months. It's a pleasure to be back with you, and joining me today is Casey Flenniken, our Director of Golf, as well as McClure, Director of Course Maintenance. And we're just going to go right into, guys, what have you been doing this winter? Casey?
Not playing golf. How about you, Pat?
Not playing golf.
Yeah, I don't know. The days get away from you, I guess. It gets cold, but we're picking back up a little bit now. We're starting to see some warmer temperatures. Ready to update everybody on some spring aeration, what's going on. So I'm looking forward to being back.
Well, good. We're talking about spring aeration. Wells,
yeah.
You're right in the middle of it, aren't you?
Yeah, we're right in the middle of it. Kahiti went last week. Toke's going this week. Tenasseee goes next week. So it's kind of a period of time we look forward to every year. But with that being said, since we spoke last, we had a huge list of winter projects to do, a lot of indoor projects. We're doing some shop improvements through the winter and refinishing and refurbishing all of our course accessories to try to save some money.
We're going to try to get to that in a little bit.
Yep. So we've been busy this winter.
Very good. And how did our rounds do last year, total for the year?
Last year was a historic year for us, Pat. So we did a total of 116,676 rounds, which is about 20,000 rounds over budget.
Wow.
And I think it's no secret, if you can understand the game of golf, that's a direct attribute to Mother Nature. Anytime Mother Nature's on our side and we're able to play golf, you're going to see, especially in Tellico since COVID, I think we really saw an increase just not only in Tellico, nationwide, worldwide, in the amount of people playing golf. A good, I guess, comparison would be in 2019. Tellico Village did 71,000 rounds of golf.
Right.
So 117,000 last year. Golf has gone boom in Tellico. Our programs, our clinics, everything has proven it. So it's an exciting time.
Casey, we know how much the rounds were last year, but how are we doing this year? January, February, maybe not March.
If we remember back, it wasn't long ago, but it's easy to forget. We were closed. The golf courses were closed for 10 days due to the snow, and the impact of that snow was about 1,100 rounds throughout those 10 days. So in January total, we were down about 1,600 rounds. And then in February, we came back and we were over 2,700 rounds. If you remember, we had some almost 60-degree days multiple times in February. And, and we budget for what we call the shoulder months, which is our November, December, January, February. The months it's going to be wishy-washy, as we said, with Mother Nature. So we just budget based on historic rounds and where we've been in the last few years and the trend of that. We know it's up and down. So now we were worried at the end of January, and now through February we are about 1,500 rounds to the good compared to our budget, which is 100,000 rounds, which is a lot. But as long as we have good weather, we know we've got good golf courses, and we know we've got people that want to support the golf amenity. So we'll just keep rolling.
Well, good. Wells, what did the snow do to you guys?
The snow was a blessing for us. Last year, around Christmas was when we had the big deep freeze. This is the Christmas of 22 going into 23. The temperature dropped close to 40 degrees in a few hours, and we had no snow cover. And parts of the state saw severe winter kill. I mean, we really had it pretty good here compared to some courses in Middle Tennessee. So when we saw those cold temperatures coming, we were a little concerned, but they were calling for snow. At the time, they were calling for, I think, 3 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
And here in Tellico, I think we got 8 to 10.
Yeah.
In Maryville, where I live, it was closer to 5. But any snow cover is good snow cover when you have those kind of cold temperatures. I'll tell a story. Jordan Clark, this is a good story. Jordan Clark's dad lives in Louisville, just outside of Maryville, Knoxville area. And he had a thermometer on his back porch. And during that snow, if you remember before the snow got here, as the front was coming in, it was really windy, blew the thermometer off the hanger. And then we got 8 inches of snow. His dad went outside to check the temperature after the snow had quit falling, and there was about 8 to 10 inches. And he dug around and found the thermometer, and it was 4 degrees outside, and his dad pulled the thermometer out, and it was 28.
Oh, good.
So the snow is a really big insulator. From what we've seen, we haven't seen any winter kill really quite yet. It's still early. I think some of our high traffic areas around greens, shaded areas, stuff that typically we're a little slow to come out in the spring. We'll still have some small sod work here and there, but when you put 100,000 rounds on turf, especially the amount that we do from October to April when we're dormant, constant traffic on those areas is going to thin it out, and we might have some patchwork, but nothing drastic. So we're feeling really good about it.
Well, let's put a plug in there for that. How good are our facilities to never close?
Really?
A lot of the private facilities, every private facility around us, close at least a day a week for the agronomy teams to do what they need to do on the golf course. They close for 1 hour a week, right during season. So kudos to our 117,000 rounds across our golf courses, and they are the best around. It's incredible.
Well, let me throw a plug in for the golfers too, and then I've got a question for Wells later on about this. But fixing ball marks, fixing divots, raking bunkers when you leave, that all goes for it. Because if we don't do it, you're going to throw that cost into Wells, and it makes the groups behind you have a harder time to play.
Correct.
And so, thanks to all the golfers out there fixing your divots and your ball marks and raking the traps.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Casey, I noticed that the Tellico Pavilion had a plastic sheeting on it. What went on in there this winter?
It did. So inside that pavilion, the Tellico maintenance team did a great job of, I guess, insulating it the best we could.
Yeah.
Right. And so kind of blocking the wind. The wind is what gets really cold in there. And so inside there we have in-house built mini golf, which is a 9-hole putt-putt course that Charles Roffers, the head pro at Kahiti, ran every Wednesday. He had 40 to 50 people in there every Wednesday throughout the winter.
Heard a lot of people had fun.
They have a lot of fun. It's only $10. You play 18 holes. You play it twice, and you get a drink from the restaurant. And so they have a lot of fun. There's prizes and some good fellowship there. And also in there we have two golf simulators. So we use our TrackMan, and that TrackMan's portable. We use it either in the golf simulator in the pavilion, or we can take it to the driving range and do a custom fitting. Well, when it's 26 degrees and windy, nobody wants to go outside, right? So we bring in the pavilion. So we have had 3 demo days in the pavilion on days that were bad. So we would have tech reps from one of the bigger companies, whether it's Titleist, Callaway, Ping, whoever it might have been. And in those 3 demo days, we did over $10,000 in sales. So that pavilion didn't go unused, I guess what I'm trying to say. It served its purpose, and golf definitely noticed a good space to use. And interesting, in 2023, more people played golf on a simulator or in a Top Golf experience than they did on a golf course.
Didn't know that.
So you're starting to see that simulator really pick up some steam, and people are starting to see, okay, I can play it fast. It's really not that intimidating because everybody just hits it into a screen 12 feet in front of them, right? And so it'll be interesting to see where the future of golf goes with utilizing the technology that's coming out. It's really fun to watch.
Outstanding. And you had a conference season.
We did.
Okay. Tell us about that. What did you do this winter?
Yeah, so, like we had spoke about earlier, the winter's full of small projects, big projects. Just to put a plug in for 2 big kind of shop renovation projects at Tenacity, we did a project in-house. We combined our existing break room and office into one large break room and built new offices upstairs. We're doing all that work in-house, and it's going to be phenomenal. Best setup Tenacity's ever had. And then Tellico got new blow-in foam insulation this winter. Yep. So they took a 40-year-old shop and totally cleaned it. I mean, cleaned it out to nothing. And they came in and did new blow-in foam insulation. And so that shop looks great. But then, as the winter goes on, we also have our conference season, what we call it. It usually starts in January. The first week of January is our Tennessee Turfgrass Association Conference, and that's turfgrass professionals from all across the state, whether it's sports turf, golf course, university researchers, lawn care professionals. We all kind of come together for 2.5 days of education, a big trade show, some networking, stuff like that. And then we go to the National Golf Course Superintendents Association Conference at the end of the month, first week of February. Same thing, just on a national scale. You get speakers there that we won't get at our local state event. And again, massive trade show, which we always find really cool things to take part in. And this year was special for myself and Jordan Clark as well. But Jordan has served on the East Tennessee Golf Course Superintendents Association Board of Directors for the last few years, and he's going to serve again this year as the Vice President. And so what that is, every month in our region, East Tennessee, there is, and I guess I say every month, really April through September, there's an educational meeting where we get education points that goes towards our pesticide license or our GCSA classification. And so Jordan's going to be on a team that helps plan and facilitate these events every month. There's a little bit of golf included with those if you have time to play. We sometimes try to, but sometimes we can't. We got to get back to work. And then I was elected to the Tennessee Turfgrass Association
Congratulations.
Board of Directors. Yeah, thank you. So I'm with a group of people, guys from the sod industry, lawn care, sports turf, some professors from UT to help plan our state conference next year. So it's exciting. We had our first Board of Directors meeting 2 weeks ago, and it's going to be fun. I think next year is going to be really good.
So does that help you in networking in your job?
Absolutely.
What's going on in different places across the state?
It does. I mean, anytime you get the chance to get together with folks in your industry, whether it be in Memphis or here, or we've even got some guys from Kentucky that come down. They don't have much of a turfgrass association in Kentucky. So anytime you can get together with guys that do the same thing that you do, have the same struggles that you do, you can talk about what you do, how you do it, kind of brainstorm different ways to get tasks done. So it's always a great time of year. January is not the best time to work out on a golf course. So it's a good time of year to kind of go to these conferences, learn some new things, see some new equipment, and just kind of get rejuvenated and kind of light the fire again coming into the season. So it's always a lot of fun.
And I think you learn a lot about the facilities around us that are trying the new stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. He tells me this facility is going to try this. Let's watch this over the next few months and see how it works. So.
No, it's great time.
Very good. Folks, let's take a break from this question and answer period that we've been going through, and let's go with what TVN has been doing this winter. They've had 3 months off from Golf Talk as well, and I understand that they have a video that they would like to show. I've been personally advised by 2 different people not to let this video out, but I was overruled. So let's take a minute and let's watch this. Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
Let's go ahead and show that now, Pat.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Spending that 15 minutes watching those Chelsea videos is going to give you all the answers you need.
Well, good. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, good. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And thank you, Wells, for moving those tees for us. Thanks.
So far behind, and there are reasons, and a lot of that is sunlight.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Well, good. Well, thank you very much. And congratulations to you, Wells, and to you, Casey, for your new promotion.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. John, I messed up. I said thank you. He told me not to say
Not to say thank you. Don't say thank you.
I'm sorry, John. Shut up, Casey.
Which I think that's a win-win for everybody involved.
Outstanding. Done with that one. And I didn't say thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't say that.
Oh,
Step that out.
but yeah, you just wait on the pause, put the thank you, and it'll cut it out.
Yeah.
I cannot end up going
We
long.
killed that, guys. What time is it?
It's in 11:05.
You guys could just hold your places. We're just going to make sure that we actually recorded it.
Oh, great. That was the rehearsal. That's how they get us.
And decrease the subsidy for golf. It's very important that we utilize every tee time.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, jeez, I said thank you.
Cut that out. Yeah, that was great. That's great.
Job, Pat. We killed that one.
All right.
Take it away.
Thank you very much, Sharon. No, forgot.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Ball roll
Right.
is still there.
Within a
Green
couple
speeds
days.
are there.
Right.
You'll still see the holes for a few weeks, but they won't affect the ball rolling.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Thank you. Oh, jeez, I said thank you.
They can cut it out.
Yeah, you have to cut that one out. Well, pass the word on to your guys. I don't think I've ever seen the greens this good, this consistent since I've lived here.
Yeah, it's
and
been
we
a good
appreciate
year.
it very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I got him a thank you.
That way.
I knew I could set you up.
Teed that one right up.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bring it back. Who's gonna bring it back?
Me? Oh, no, you should. You should. And then I'm going to say that wraps up Golf Talk. Thank you for watching.
Okay.
And join us again next month.
All right. And he said, don't forget to thank TVN.
I can't thank anybody. He told me
Yeah,
not
no
to.
thank you.
John Masco's done an excellent job pulling this all together.
Yeah. thanks, Casey, for having Lucas bring us that tip. Thank you, Wells, for your participation today and all the information and knowledge. And thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
That's good.
Good deal.
I love to say thank you.
You got me.
Sit tight, we gotta check this.
I know.
You got me. In that window, you really won't see the effects of those diseases until the spring.
Yeah.
So we try to take care of it now, and then sometimes you do have to follow up in the spring. But
Well, good. Well, thank you very much. Horses are looking great,
I appreciate it. It's been a good year.
and that's all. That's all.
We've established a team as two people.
Okay.
Right?
All right, that's good.
It's the couples championship, but we'll leave that to your discretion.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I don't think I did.
So if you let me, I will say thank you, Wells.
You've been saying thank you all day.
Have you?
I didn't notice. Did you?
I'm numb to
I
it.
said thanks once already.
My dad.
I'm
All
conscious
my
of
dad
it.
says,
I
"Well,
walk
see
up to
what's going
people
on."
that I drop something, they pick
Always.
it up. I don't say thanks.
Yeah.
35 years now.
See what's going on.
You're
Stay- stay that
you're
way.
ruining me. No. Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you very much. John, I owe you a dollar.
That's how good my
Got
answer
him.
was.
Got him. That's $1. Bring your billfold.
I need to dig my mother up and tell her she taught me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Duh.
Still at $1. Does he get $1 back if he doesn't say it?
That's not how John plays. No. Great. He was going.
He about got
He
me.
was going. Now do I have to? I can't thank him.
Who was it?
It was you.
You did it. Well,
I'm not saying thank you to nothing.
He's trying to get you
yep.
there.
Yeah, he wants you to thank the network now.
Yeah.
Right? Huh?
Not for another dollar, I'm not. Thanks for joining us.
Please do a blooper reel of
Did
this.
that one on purpose. What do you
They
say?
want you to thank us. You don't have to thank us.
You know what to do?
No, I don't thank them. We never thank them. I
Thankless
do
job.
that by messing up during the video.
Yeah, he's already thanked me once.
Yeah.
Give John another option.
Almost said it again. Can't get it out of my head. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. You know what I'm thinking? So, Casey, we have startup spring league updates. We have lots of leagues. We have lots of large player groups.
We do.
Let's talk specifically about the leagues. When do they start up?
So the 9-hole ladies are going to start on Tuesday, March 26th.
Okay.
Going to be their first day. They'll have their opening scramble and their luncheon. And then on Tuesday, April 2nd, you'll have the 18-hole ladies league and the Lady Linksters begin. And on Thursday, April 4th, you will have the Lady 49ers begin. So they're all about to get back in the swing. The men, the Tellico Linksters and the MGA, they play year-round, so they'll continue. But they'll start to see more players show up. Their fair weather players are going to say, okay, got some good days now, right?
Sure.
You'll have your HOA leagues playing on Wednesdays, your New Villagers playing on Thursdays. We've got a lot going on, right? We know that. And all of this, and shout out to Lucas Forstrom, the assistant at Tenacity. He does a great job on the Tellico Golf website, which is golftellicovillage.com. And check that out anytime you're scheduling or wondering, maybe it's you, Pat, when can my 3 groups that I schedule every Friday, what's going on at these golf courses? Get on there, click the calendar, and you'll be able to see where to go so that you don't run into a block of a golf course that you can't play.
So does the golfer, men or women, do they have to run down the chairperson of these leagues, or do they sign up through Chelsea?
So you'll want to go to a golf shop and get the application to join that league. Once you're a member of that league for that year, you're set and you're ready to go. So all you got to do is go to Chelsea And then through Chelsea, you have booking, which is how you do your normal tee time request. You have Chelsea events. You'll go to the events tab and then just sign up for the event. You'll get a confirmation. And in the morning of, all you've got to do is show up. Our golf professional staff is already taking care of cart signs, scorecards, rule sheets for you. There'll be a starter arranger there to greet you and tell you what hole to go to, what cart, and carry your bag if you need them to, everything. So
if I get this right, I don't need to go do research. And I'm talking about I just moved here in the last few months or last year. I don't need to do any research. All I do is go to a pro shop, get a form, fill it out, and then I go to Chelsea. I don't need to be recommended. I don't need to apply. I just
you do not
sign up on Chelsea and play.
Nope, you just need to go in. A couple of the ladies have a handicap requirement based on skill, but that's just minimal stuff. Right. So it's really a seamless process, and I think all their new players will really enjoy it if they give those leagues a shot.
Okay. And Wells, we talked about this last year a little bit, and it'd be a good time to do this again. But when do you, what do you two guys do together to coordinate late starts, rain delays, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of determined every morning. This time of year, now that the Bermuda grass around some of our greens has started to green up, like this morning was a perfect example. It was 29 degrees. Our greens actually didn't have any frost on them, but everything around the green did, and we've got a lot of green leaf tissue around the greens. So if this was a couple months ago and no Bermuda had come out, we probably could have gone ahead and started prepping the greens, rolling the greens, and there wouldn't have been a delay. But now that we've got a lot of green tissue coming through, we want to stay off of that as long as there is frost, and so that's going to cause some delays. And we just communicate with the golf shop. We do it on our X accounts. As soon as we know, we update, hey, there's going to be a frost delay today. Please stay tuned. And usually 30 to 45 minutes before the first tee time, we'll come back and update, hey, we're still looking like a frost delay. And then once we know when we can start, typically we need about 30 to 45 minutes once we can start at the putting green to get 3, 4, maybe even 5 holes ahead. So that first group, even if they're striping down the fairway playing quick, they don't catch us. And we communicate with Casey and his staff constantly as well.
Now back to you.
Yep.
I don't have an X account, formerly Twitter.
Yep.
How do I get updated on
You
that?
can go on the website, the golf website, and see the X streams there. If not, then you can call the golf shop.
Okay.
That would be the other way.
Very
But
good.
a lot of people use it, and if you create an X account, you don't have to keep up with the profile. It's just you have it, and you can just follow Tenasseee, Tellico, and Kahidi, and that can be the only people you follow. But it's still the most up-to-date live way to communicate to a mass that we have found that's no cost to us, right? So it doesn't hit our budget at all, and it's a great way for his team to continue to update. Our staff is in a great practice of they just always are looking at it to see what they're saying. But you know, if he updates in the middle of the day, if it was a wet morning and it dried out, he'll call the golf shop right after the update, just in case they didn't see it, you know, right at the moment. So so operationally, we'll look at it in the morning. This morning, as he said, was a frost delay. So we've got a packed tee sheet. So then it's kind of becomes a little guessing game for us, right? If it's packed, did anybody cancel? Well, if anybody cancels, now we can start sliding people and we can get closer and closer. So the later in the day, the better the chance we catch up.
Right.
The earlier in the day, you're going to have a delay.
Right. Had a question. So I guess it goes to Wells more than you. Is you're out playing, I walk up to a water fountain and it's off. When do you think those are coming back on?
We kind of try to time putting out our water fountains. The fountains that are at the bathrooms at Tenasseee and I believe at Tokwa are still out there, but the water is unhooked and the lines are blown out. So we usually wait until we know we're in the clear from any freezing temps. A lot of the pipes in those water fountains are really thin walled, and if we get any sort of freezing temperatures, we run the risk of damaging those. So typically mid-April is kind of when we start putting them out. So like this week, it's going to be close to 80 on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's funny, we don't ever get asked when the water fountains are coming out when it's 35 or 40 outside, but when it's warm, people want water.
Sure.
So, you know, just know for the next few weeks, if it's going to be warm, pack your water, stop by the snack shack and grab something out of the pro shop or something like that, because we don't want to put anything out that's going to, we might have 2 or 3 days of warm weather, but then it's going to be another cold front come through, and it's very cumbersome to blow those lines out on the ones we leave out there or pack them up, bring them back in.
Very expensive to replace them too.
Yes, they're not cheap.
Yep. Anything else you would like to add about your spring startup?
I don't think so. We're getting ready to go into a tournament season. You know, we've got.
Wait a second.
outside
Wait a
events.
second. Wait a second.
What you got?
You've got a beautification tournament coming
We
up.
do. It's on Saturday, April 13th at Tellico. And that's a very important, right? That's a golf committee driven tournament that you don't just look around and see beautiful gardens and flower beds. We've got a lot of people outside of what maintenance does
these
that
are
are taking care of
Golfer
those.
volunteers.
Volunteers, yeah, that are avid golfers in our community. So support the beautification. If you can't play in the event, donate. You know, look up the silent auction, find a golf pro, figure out how you can get involved because it's definitely an important event for Tellico Golf.
Very good. Wells, do you have anything extra that we haven't talked about this spring?
Just aeration and kind of coming into the spring, we start the year focused on a couple large agronomic practices, and the first big one is our course-wide post-emergent application. We usually make it in February, so we've made all 3 of those. I think the second week of February. Working in Tellico Village is nice because we've got 3 courses with 3 sets of spray rigs, so we actually sprayed over 350 acres in like 5 days.
Wow.
Which some courses don't have that ability, and it can stretch out weeks. So we knocked that out. That'll keep our courses really clean coming into the spring. It'll prevent any summer annuals from emerging. Any winter annuals that have shown up, it should knock them back. So that's kind of the first big agronomic practice, and then we lead into Aerification Week, which is these 3 weeks in March. And after that, it's kind of off to the races. We hope for a warm April and no more frosts, and we should be in really good shape.
Very good. Casey, we have a major event coming up, kind of a social event, kind of a golf event, coming up in April of this year.
We do. On April 20th, the Timeless Tellico annual gala will be at the Yacht Club. And Timeless Tellico has decided, they're a recreational-based amenity foundation,
right?
Driven for Tellico recreation and golf. They see that as a recreational activity. It's no secret that Wells and I are trying to be forward-thinking in everything that we do. We want a world-class golf experience. We have world-class golf courses, and we want world-class practice facilities, right? There's not many areas in Tellico Village to hit a short game shot. There's not many areas other than Kahiti driving range to go out and have a flat spot. You go to Tokwa and you really can't even see where golf ball's landing. You go to Tokwa right now and there's 20 slots available on the mats, and people are still waiting. The demand is there. We did 117,000 rounds of golf. We need a state-of-the-art practice facility. We need a teaching academy. Instead of our patrons going to PJ Superstore, right? We need to keep them home, keep them right here. So Timeless Tellico sees that vision, and they want to support that vision. So we need everybody's help in this, and not just, you don't have to go to the gala, right? But the gala is one avenue to go and go do their silent auction and donate. But when you see that come out, we ask everybody, if you have the means and support the vision to make Tellico golf as good or better than everybody around us, then support the drive that we have to do this. And you'll see we're trying to get this thing off the ground, right? And trying to see, get the board to see that this has a lot of push to it. And wouldn't be surprised if you see some big donations to really get this thing going, because there's a lot of people that support it.
This is the end of another Golf Talk episode for 2024, the very first one. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again next month. On today's episode of Golf Talk, we're going to be discussing results from I just dropped back a whole decade. 1884, I hit a tee shot in Chickasaw Country Club.
Still got the same golf shoes.
Oh, by the way, do you guys replace cleats? No. Okay, ready?